say, if anyone wants to come, I can show you a good half day. Lincoln's home. And I also want to let our video guy know that I'm going to skip talking about our other work outside of marriage just for time, and I'll try to see what'll go on our website as soon as you get home. In remarks that Tracy Bain was giving at her birthday party, I believe she was somewhere between 49 and 51, she took cards, and you could ask her questions, and she would answer anything. And one of the questions asked about how exciting it was, or talked about how something related to all the leaders we have now and how connected we are. And she had made a point of saying that as far as we've come, that we still have to protest to be heard, that we may find ourselves at the table, but we have to protest if we're going to get our civil rights. And I really felt like she was talking to me. In full disclosure, I always think people are talking about me, and she was looking directly at me because I was in the front row. But the point is, this work is very personal, and I believe she's right. And one of the things that we have been doing along with our partners, and there's many of them here today, Urban League, Equality Illinois, ACLU, those two are leads of the coalition with us, TCRA, many others, is to find two paths to marriage. And so in 2010, and it goes back, actually the marriage to Pat and Camilla and Heather in much earlier, 2003-04, when we first began to talk about Illinois. But when we were getting ready to file that lawsuit in 2010, and then we realized there may be a chance to use this as a catalyst to get civil unions, and our groups began doing that, and obviously we achieved that. But we never took our eyes off the ultimate goal of winning marriage. And a year later, to the very day, we filed the marriage case along with ACLU in a coordinated case that it takes from both strategies and works together. So for example, Equality Illinois, under the great leadership of Caroline Stark, had for 3 years been collecting churches and ministers and people that would support us so that we have a strong faith amicus brief in the case, but also if things were moving forward in the assembly, we would have faith leaders ready to speak out, because we often get hit over the head with religion, which is not right because we're God's chosen. There's been so much work that's been done, but the lead partners in the coalition, especially the ACLU of Illinois, Equality Illinois, have been amazing for all of us to work together. We've really enjoyed working with each other, and it's been a real partnership. And one thing, there's so much we could talk about with this legislation, and we'll have plenty of time once we win. But I do want to say that we have all stood shoulder to shoulder and been insistent on one thing in this, and that it's we will win marriage, but not at the expense of our Human Rights Act. The Human Rights Act which protects us from discrimination, is truly one of the best, if not the best, in the country. And although the legislature can certainly move faster than the court, every time a marriage bill is pushed forward in another state, there is always an effort by the opposition to carve out exemptions and protections for our community. And it's really very ugly, because they know they're losing. So what they do is they don't go after marriage. They take this as an opportunity to get discrimination as their consolation prize. And we would not allow it to happen. And Illinois has done the same. We've seen on 7 occasions the opposition pressured our sponsors and our reps to put in the worst possible language in this bill. And there is no one in our entire coalition and the people that we've been working with that would allow that trade-off to happen. And so when we win this, which we are so close, when we win this, it's going to be the best legislative marriage victory there's ever been, and our hope is it provides a roadmap for the rest of the country, because there is no reason why we have to trade the word marriage for gay and lesbian couples for discrimination against our entire LGBT community, women, really anyone that's different than the majority. Certainly credit Camilla Taylor. I would never want to be on the other side of her. The Catholic conference. But not a fan. we keep saying that this could happen any day now. And I really do believe it. The coalition, so many of you here, we've gone so far beyond of just asking for money, and we certainly have done that as well. Emails, asking your employer to sign on to coalitions, to write checks, to call legislators. John, I do think you're going to convince him. He was shocked that you were able to find his mobile phone number. But I think he will be with us. But I also want to say, especially as we're honoring Bond Foster's legacy tonight, that any day now is not an answer that's very good. It's the answer that our parents gave us when we wanted to have a sleepover or when we wanted to go to Disney World. And I never got to go to Disney World because we all have ADD in our family, so they never travel with us. But the point is that I believe we have to do the same thing that we would do to our parents to get this bill done, and that is to torment the people that make the decision. As much as I respect our sponsors and our leadership, and I believe we have everyone on our side and we're at that table, how many times do you have to ask to go to Disney World before they finally make the trip? Like, it's time for this bill to be called. It should not be so hard. It's the majority of people are with us. It's time for a call. And this is personal. It's personal to all of us. I certainly want to marry my partner, Terry. I want to get it done early, June 15th, because I think we all should be realistic that there's going to be a lot of weddings. And the first few people are going to get the gifts in China they want, and then it's over. So June 15th is what I'm thinking. So we have to be at least a month ahead. So anyone who wants to join me in Springfield, I'll be going down there next Wednesday, maybe Tuesday night. And I'll be there every time they're in session until this is done, and it's time to get it done now. I want to thank all of you for making our work possible because, and I told Mona this and Pat on many occasions, but there is such a amount of goodwill that Lambda has built up over the years, and it allowed us to really move forward in an unprecedented way for us to help push marriage forward. And so many of you have been with us since the very beginning, and so we really do, we're so thankful for all of you and for all of you to be here tonight. With that, we have a short video that shows some of the work we've done in 2013, followed by Camilla, who will talk a little bit about the people who got us here.